Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is June the 27th, 2019. Strong hand. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Having hype. Unconfiscatable. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Offended by selling? Check out all the links below. You can get this t-shirt from All Good Lab. I got a lot of t-shirts you can get if you want to. Well, I don't know if they even support this. Support them. Support them. I don't have an affiliate links with them, but support the links below. And there are some affiliate things below too. But hey, one of the best things you could do is retweet my tweets, follow me on TechBot at TCHBALT, or spread the word on social media about these videos. Upvote, pound that like button is something you can do to support the channel. All right, we'll get into Twitter in 1 second. DisruptMeister.com. You can watch all my old shows. Tomorrow is Friday. This Week in Bitcoin, 10 a.m. Los Angeles time, 1 p.m. East Coast time. We're going to have BTC Benny on. This awesome dude, Gigi, is going to be on. And Steve Barber is going to be on talking about Bitcoin mining and natural gas. Oh, it is going to be great. And yeah, a lot happened this week. So we'll have some interesting views on the wild, wacky roller coaster of love that we've all been on this week. Roller coaster. All right. So, oh yeah, questions and answers. I will answer your questions. Type in Bitcoin Meister in the chat if you're watching this live. Oh yeah, I know you guys like this early show. Okay, it's not like 3 a.m, is it? Great. So Nick Carter, oh my God, you guys got to be following this dude on Twitter. He's got a great one out there. This is a two-parter. Believing that a shadowy cabal of insert villain controls the world / the climate / etc. is epistemically identical to believing that a handful of individuals / Bitfinex control Bitcoin price action. Comforting, but intellectually bankrupt. For some reason, and the reason is 80% are clickbait, the media is more than happy to entertain these conspiracies because the reality, a messy but organic process of price formation is occurring, is uncomfortable to them. So yeah, it's not the easy answer, guys. People like the easy answer, the mindless 80% answer. Oh, well, Bitcoin price is only going down because they're manipulating it. There's 8 people that control all of Bitcoin. I mean, I've seen it all today. Even I've seen this stuff tweeted out. It's ridiculous. It's mindless. This is a complex ecosystem, okay, that is organically developing, evolving over time. Some people buy, some people sell. Big organizations get in, big organizations drop out. It isn't just one person. It isn't just 8 person. It isn't 8 people. It isn't a conspiracy theory. It isn't a conspiracy. Those ideas are completely conspiracy theories. And again, these same 80%ers who love these easy answers, they apply it to the real world too. It's blame, blame, blame. They want a blamer. They want a scapegoat. And again, people want to they want a scapegoat for why did the Bitcoin price go down? Why did it go up? Okay, don't worry. Don't try to blame others. Okay, it's a complex situation, and there is no easy. People will develop philosophical arguments about this, complex theories of supply and demand, the halving hype. Everything gets mixed in there, and that's the beauty of all this. You're constantly learning. You'll never know the true answer to why the price went up just 2 seconds ago, and you'll never be able to predict what the price is going to be in an hour or in a day or in a year. That's why you got your strong hand. You believe in the numbers. Numbers aren't emotional. So you don't need to believe 1 + 1 = 2. It's just a fact. So that's Bitcoin. Don't go too far down wild rabbit holes that will just waste your time. So Sterling Greer sent $1. Thank you, Sterling Greer, wherever you are. That sounds like some type of British name, but I don't know. And I thank you for all the support, guys. Guy Bennett says, Bitcoin Meister, Freebird, play some Skinner. Oh, pound that like button. That reminded me. There's a guy in college that used to scream that. And yeah, that is Leonard Skinner isn't the best band in the world, obviously, but it's a good song. When they break it down in Freebird, that is freaking awesome. Otherwise, they're just all right. And they had some tragedies. They had tragedies. And don't do drugs. Don't be careful. Rock and roll lifestyle catches up with you. Although did it involve a plane crash? One of their issues too. I don't know. Moving on. That you can hear about all that kind of stuff on Saturdays. This Beyond Bitcoin show. We talk about subject matters beyond Bitcoin. I talk about music, health, all sorts of fun things. So, flashback clip of the day. Yeah, I got a new one out there. If you've been following me at TechBalt, TECHBALT on Twitter. It's from December the 15th, 2015. It's about a minute. It's me saying that you should buy 10 Bitcoin and be an elite holder. If you get 10 Bitcoin now, you'll be elite. And that you should pay $5,000 for 10 Bitcoin. In fact, I said it's $450. Spend $5,000 on 10 Bitcoin. So it only would have cost you like $4,500 back then. So guys, retweet that one. People have been retweeting that one along with the other one from yesterday is still going wild. The one from 2014. So just check me out on Twitter, TECHBALT. That's like Technology Baltimore. That's what TechBalt originally stood for a long time ago. Because I'm from Baltimore. I am into technology. So, all right. I was emailing a relative of mine in Montevideo, Uruguay. As some of you know, I have some distant relatives there because when some of my ancestors were from Lithuania, and they wisely got the heck out of there before World War II. Some got out there a lot early, and went to Baltimore. And unfortunately, the United States wasn't letting in as many immigrants, and so some went to Uruguay. Anyway, and a lot of Jewish people have a story like that. Their relatives went to the New York and Baltimore and Boston, but then some either didn't get out and got destroyed, or they went to a South American country a little later on. Still before the war. Anyway, you can hear about that on Saturday's show. But so, what was I going to say? So my Uruguay relative who sees things from a completely different perspective and is a no-coiner, and shouldn't be a no-coiner because I've been telling him about it for quite some time, back in March. And he's not the one who appeared on video with me, by the way. But he says that every time the United States issues sanctions against a country, they try to get around it, and that's why Bitcoin goes up. He said that wasn't the only reason, but hey, that's something that plays into this too, people. So here is a tweet on that same subject matter. Well, and this was on a negative thread about Bitcoin, someone complaining about Bitcoin. Well, how else are bad actors under sanctions going to launder hundreds of millions? So this is a very important point about Bitcoin. A lot of people that are haters of Bitcoin try to get emotional about it, and they point to something that a lot of people get offended by. There are some bad regimes out there that the United States is blocking money, getting money. Okay, and so they have to launder the money, and they have to find a way around the sanctions. Laundering. Okay, laundering is a little different. I don't want to conflate two things here, but you get the point. All right. I don't believe individuals should have the right to not have everyone keep track of what they do with their money, and thus they launder it. That's what the term is. I don't really believe in money laundering. I want to say that Tone Bays taught me that phrase a long time ago. But the point is that people like to use terms like money launder and getting around United States sanctions to get people angry, to get people to hate Bitcoin. But this is you cannot get emotional about this, okay? Even if you don't believe that a terrorist regime should be getting funds, and I don't believe the terrorist regimes should be funded. No, I don't. But the point is that since Bitcoin can do that, since people you don't like find value and they find useful purposes for Bitcoin, this is a good thing. Bitcoin is not an evil or good person. It's a bunch of numbers that can't be stopped or confiscated. Take emotions out of this. But again, you're going to see a lot of the no coiners. They bring up the terrorists. They bring up the laundering. And it's just, you got it. It's a very important thing to remember. Don't get carried away with these people, and don't let it weaken your hand either. So talking about horrible governmental regimes, in Zimbabwe, I thought Robert Mugabe, I mean, they got rid of him. I thought it'd be better. It's worse. It's worse. Unbelievable. It's worse. This is from the BBC. I tried to get in touch with Tawanda Kembo. He hasn't gotten back to me. I hope he's all right. But why Zimbabwe has banned foreign currencies. So yeah, you can't use it. They're forcing everyone to use the Zimbabwe dollar again. I mean, you didn't learn the first time. But this is a clear use case for Bitcoin. If they can get their hands on Bitcoin, and I'm sure some are trying to, this will protect them from this nightmare that is about to happen once again. So you can stop people on the street, because when I was in Harare, I would see people, you know, buying currency right on the street. You would buy rand, you would buy dollars. And so obviously those, and there was a lot of poor women doing it too. Obviously, those people will be thrown in jail now. You won't be able to do it. So this will force people to go to the next level, get their hands on some Bitcoin. And you really can't see that happening. If someone has Bitcoin on them, you can't see that. You can't. It's unconfiscatable. So yeah, this article it's sad that the government is doing this. Hopefully they'll get rid. I mean, what's going to end up happening is some of the people are going to like say we want Mugabe back, which is unbelievable. But these guys are worse. It's sad, but this is why that, you know, all the people that I met in Zimbabwe back in 2016 when Mugabe was in charge, and some had Bitcoin. God willing, they haven't gotten rid of any of their Bitcoin because it protected them from the coup, and it will protect them from this, and they will still have wealth, and they will be able to easily move to South Africa and just start anew there if they need to. Because you can't move to South Africa with Zimbabwe dollars and start anew. You know, the Zimbabwe dollar, if it's worthless in Zimbabwe, it's going to be worthless everywhere else on earth. Pound that like button. That's a financial story that no one believes. Yet this regime thinks it's a good idea to go back to that story. What a story. Complete nightmare. So some people are freaking out that Bitcoin is below $11,000. Dudes, I mean, short-term memories. Come on. All of this price action that it got close to 14,000 and then it was in the 13,000s, it should just snap it into your head that all this talk of 20K, if you weren't around when it was 19K, and again, fiat freaks, this is for you, I guess, that this is not just theoretical stuff talking about 13K, 12K. You saw it. You got a taste of one day closer to an all-time high, okay? There's some people that had a hard time believing it because it was all theoretical. Well, you got a taste of it. Now, but you still can get a weak hand because of lovely organizations like Bloomberg. And this is linked to below. Bitcoin surprise mega rally has nearly wiped out almost as quickly as it arrived. What an impulsive mindset. Okay, it was like $12,000 for 3 days or 2 days. The rally was from 3,000 to 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. It hasn't wiped away. The big spike for 2 days is gone. So what? So we're still 1 day closer to an all-time high. Don't be impulsive. I mean, again, they want the clicks. This is what Bloomberg does. Ignore it. Ignore it. I shouldn't even give it attention, but I'm just giving an example of that the mainstream media is going to do what they're going to do. The 80% are going to say what they're going to say. You're going to have that strong hand and pound that like button with that strong hand. We're going to talk about privacy in 1 second, but I know people are asking questions, so I want to get to them quickly. Bitcoin Meister strong hand, of course. I watched the 2014 video yesterday where you were talking about not buying a $50,000 car instead of buying $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Yeah, dude, I'm glad you watched that. And if people took my advice, instead of buying that $50,000 car and they would have gotten $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, They could have gotten a $25,000 car, $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. They'd still have a car today, and they'd have $300,000 worth of Bitcoin. Pound that like button. Hey, but that people didn't take my advice. You know who took my advice? Who took my advice by not just buying 22 Bitcoin. This guy, this Jewish guy from Baltimore. He's from the northwest suburbs. He's got crazy hair. He took the advice. And now he travels all around the world. He's a good guy. All right. So where else do we have? What else do we have? I just don't talk the talk here. Okay. I just don't talk the talk. I walk the walk. And let me tell you something. People. It has paid off nicely. Woo! To be the man, you got to beat the man. All right. So Roman Q. People. Oh, wait a second. Nathan Brune said, just found you recently, but I've been holding for years. Love your stuff. Dude, I am glad that us 20%ers have gotten together and that you found me recently and that you've gotten through all that horrific 80%er spam that is out there. There's so much noise that's out there. And it's unfortunate because it blocks people, but I'm glad you now hear the info. This is the home of insider information, dude. The home for Bitcoin insider information. You're going to learn about crypto dividends here, Nathaniel. And so, yeah, Nathaniel, your Hebrew name is Naphtali if you were Jewish, but you're probably not. So I have ancestors named Naphtali of blessed memory, a great-great-grandfather, and some great uncles too. Great uncle. Roman Q said, and a blessed memory, the great Nathan Meister, actually, we should say that, who died in 1969. People are offended by money laundering and an infinite number of things these days. It's way less stressful to be offended by selling. Oh, baby, pound that like button, Roman Q. You're right. So yeah, people are offended by the smallest of things, but it's great to be offended by selling Bitcoin. True, so true. Guy Bennett said $5. A lot of people are sending things. Good actors or bad actors, let the chips fall where they may. Bitcoin is true freedom. Thank you, Guy Bennett, for the $5 super chat. And I mean, maybe it's because I'm mentioning my blessed memories of these great relatives of mine. My father, of blessed memory, loved his Uncle Nathan, who died in 1969. And God willing, they are together right now. Pound that like button. I know they are. All right. So Adam K. Wizard sent $1.99. He said, Bcash PT. Bcash PT? What's that mean? Are you saying something bad is going on with Bcash? Adam K. Wizard, please elaborate upon Bcash. What does PT mean? I'm totally missing something here. I don't know. But thank you for the $1.99, Adam K. Oh no, Adan K. Wizard. Adan is Adam in Spanish. MG or MO1, Bitcoin Meister, I bought 6 years ago and never sold. Strong hand until 2028. Did you ever sell a single Bitcoin? No, never in my life. You must be new here. I repeat that over and over again. I have never sold a Bitcoin for fiat. Never. Not a little teeny bit of it. Because we've talked about that when that happens, you got to get an accountant. You got to worry about the IRS here in the United States. No, dude, I'm like you. I bought my first two in November of 2013. Still have those first two. And of course, they've turned into some Bcash, some BSV, some B-Gold, all sorts of crypto dividends. Remember, people, you hold Bitcoin. You control your own private key. You get interest on your Bitcoin through the crypto dividend process, which are airdrops and forks. And we've talked about that here before, but it's insider information. A lot of people don't know that. Robert Hardebeck, my buddy in Long Beach, Compton and Long Beach together. Now you know you're in trouble. He says great content. He sends $10. Robert Hardebeck, he is a hardworking man. He works like 12 hours a day, dude. I really appreciate that you gave me that $10. Don't give me any more money. Spend it on Bitcoin, man. Spend it on Bitcoin, and not just in your 401k, man. Your GBTC stuff, but beyond GBTC. You know, Robert's a lot of hardworking men like Robert. They got these 401k IRAs. They can spend. They go into GBTC because they've already got so much in their retirement account. They're getting closer to retirement. I know it's tempting, but control your own private keys so you get those crypto dividends. GBTC, okay, I'm not even going to get into that. GBTC has cash out crypto dividends for people and paid them in cash, I think. I don't even. You control your own crypto dividends. You control your own private key. And Gummy Bear says, Bitcoin Meister, I enjoy your wit and wisdom. Thank you. Well, thank you, man. I'm glad you enjoy that type of thing. I'm still waiting for Add-on K Wizard. Did you say, Guy Wizard said, okay, we said that guy. I want to know about this Bcash PT thing. Bcash PT, more like Bcash PTSD. Holding that. That is true, man. If you're holding that, if you've been holding the Bcash and you paid for it, oh, it's like PTSD at this point. Oh my God, it must be some sort of horrific nightmare. Of course, we all got it for free, and yeah, that's a lot different. Turned it into Bitcoin, you don't have Bcash PTSD. That should be a new saying, Bcash PTSD. Okay, Adon said, oh, man, I just lost it. Hang on, I want to see what he said. Price target. He wants a Bcash price target. Oh, dude. Oh, man, I'm so sorry for you. Oh, my God, man. Well, first of all, your hope is that King of the Trolls, the guy who founded it, he can make, see, it's a centralized coin. He can make agreements with companies and to pump it. So I think it'll pump again. But, dude, the way, I mean, it's like 4% of a Bitcoin now, and I only value my wealth in Bitcoin. I thought it would go back to 10% again of a Bitcoin. I don't know, dude. That might just be wishful thinking at this point. So my price target is for the dudes that are in bad situations like you. I mean, I would hope it goes back to 10% for you dudes. But, and again, with King of the Trolls, you never know. You never know. People seem to love him. People just blindly listen. You'll say, hey, how's the weather today, King of the Trolls? And he'll just say the same thing, you know, Bitcoin is not scalable. Or transactions cost too much on Bitcoin. And then you'll be like, well, you know, the Orioles won the baseball game, but Bitcoin is not scalable. I mean, and the people are like, oh, he's so smart. Look at all those technical terms he uses. But I'm asking about the Orioles score. No, he won that argument, Adam. He won the argument. You're asking about the Orioles score, but he's talking about Bitcoin being horrible. He's a good-looking man. So yeah. Though, who cares if you're asking about the Orioles or the weather? He's right. There are people that love him that much, but he's not like Jim Jones, at least in BSV. It's not to that level. And again, some 80%ers. He is a great marketer. He is very persuasive, and just there's a certain mindset, and I guess they lack a certain portion of their mind, or they haven't built up their mind very much, that just falls for guys like that all the time. And then at the end, they're like, oh, it's the marketer's fault. It's the salesperson's fault. I was tricked. Dude, if you get tricked by that stuff, I mean, it's your fault. It's your fault. I mean, personal responsibility is a new counterculture. I'm not a fan of King of the Trolls at all. But if you fall for that, it's your fault. That you fall for used car salesmen. You bought the Yugo. That was your fault. That's not the Yugo salesman's fault. You fall for nonsense like Yugo salesmen? Come on. Hey. All right. What do we got here? No way you're seriously asking Bitcoin Meister for a price target for beat trash. Oh, I mean, there's some new people coming here. I mean, so yeah, that's. I mean, must be new. All right, Guy Bennett says that Jack Black is angry. Bitcoin Meister told him to watch a show on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, some people want, like, if I talked extensively about a topic, they want me to like talk about it again, and I say, hey, you know, there's an easy place to go learn about that topic. Instead of me repeating myself, just go to my old show. I have over 1,350 old shows out there, and I can remember lots of them and give people direction on which show to watch, on what subject matters. I'm doing that for free, so I can't. I mean, if you want to pay me to repeat myself, I would be glad to. But if you freely want me to repeat myself, I can just send you to a place where I don't have to repeat myself. You can just watch the old videos. And so, yeah, that's if you've got a question and some, you know, and I've already said it, I'll try to refer you to a past show. And some people like that to watch fast shows, old shows, and some people are impulsive and just they can't, you know, sit through a 10-minute show and learn extensively about what they claim to be interested in. Oh, well, you know, 80%ers are going to do what they're going to do. That I've got a whole catalog of old videos. You guys could learn so much. And so if you want to ignore them, that's fine. I've been trying to make it easier for the 80%ers too by making these short clips on Twitter. I'm going to try to do one almost every day. So follow me on TechBalt if you want to see clips from old videos, and maybe you don't have maybe today you don't have enough time to watch a big long one. So it's a short-term mentality world today, and to try to get people to be more of long-term thinkers and not be impulsive, and to have longer attention spans. I'm trying to lure them in with the 55-second clips, and then they can watch it. This show is running real long, a 20-minute, 30-minute show, and then, you know, get used to playing things at 2x. You don't have to watch this video live. You can watch this video 2x, and it goes by. And when I send you to an old video, play it at 2x. It goes by that much faster. And that's a little trick there for the 20%ers here. You know, make the most of your time. Play things at 2x on YouTube. 123 No Scope says, how many more halvings do you think it'll take for Bitcoin to be considered mainstream? What's gonna, as we approach the 2024 halving, it's gonna have to be, it'll be mainstream. I mean, it might be really soon after the 2020 halving, sometime between the two. I can't predict when, but between the 2020 and the 2024, it'll be mainstream. Yes. I mean, this Facebook thing is going to be very big for it. Oh my God, this show is taking a real long time because of all your questions. I might have to stop answering your questions. I know lots of people FOMOing on Bitcoin for the first time with this run up. They didn't listen to the first 5 years. Better late than never. FOMO on Bitcoin. Don't FOMO on alts. Yeah, Roman Q. Dudes that are FOMOing, I don't think we've seen anything yet in terms of dudes that are FOMOing. I think it's gonna be a lot worse soon. So those of you who are not FOMOing, who have been long-term watchers of this show, I'm so proud of all of you, because you already got your Bitcoin for cheap. But to tell you the truth, I think definitely in December 2017, there were many. It was much, the FOMO among individuals was a lot higher. Okay, right. What's this time around? There are some people that are getting very excited about it. Not as many as last time. And so we've got, during this halving hype is just starting. It's just starting. So let's hype it. Let's hype it up. Okay. Where is the gay in Bitcoin? Someone said, where is the gay in San Francisco also? Well, in San Francisco, one of you can go to the Castro. The Castro, there's that's very gay. There's a guy in San Francisco in real estate. What's the Italian dude? Where is he? He's a gay guy in real estate. If you need to buy he loves Bitcoin though. So I wish all the gay dudes in San Francisco got into Bitcoin, man. It's a huge population. Up here in West Hollywood, which is just north of me, that's the gayest city in the United States of America in terms of percentage wise. But I think San Francisco has the most gay people. So, I mean, if someone was trying to be funny about the gay thing, I gave a real answer there. Haha, you never know what's going to come out on this show. But where is the gay in Bitcoin? Yeah, hey, this is where the big boys play. Anyone can come here. You can be a girl, you can be a guy. So, yeah, it'd be great if more gays came into Bitcoin. And of course, we got gay fans in Seattle also that watch this show. So good for the gays. I just gave you where's the gay in Los Angeles? It's in definitely West Hollywood. West Hollywood, definitely. That's right near. It's so funny. So I'm in a religious Orthodox. All these Orthodox Jews live where I am, and then 4 blocks away is it's West Hollywood. What kind of services would you like to see from developers around Bitcoin? Second layer privacy solutions. Second layer privacy solutions. We're going to get into that. OPSEC classified. You need a moderator, my friend. No, I do not. Nope. I let anyone say what they're going to say on here. I don't believe in. Sometimes there's some pretty hateful people in there. I just let everybody say what they're going to say. You just have to ignore them. So no, I don't. And if someone's trolling there now, just ignore them. Just ignore them. Okay. What do we got here? Let's talk about privacy. Privacy. This is from Token Hash. Privacy is not missing from Bitcoin. On-chain privacy is against a key principle, auditability. Privacy is a layer 2 solution, not a base public layer. Auditability is to verify that the chain is working as designed. I like that. I like that you can audit everything and that you can see everything that's going on the Bitcoin chain. And I also am leaning toward it being a second layer solution. And if Bitcoin all of a sudden its main layer was private, there would be some of these mainstream financial organizations would not be down with it. They would fork Bitcoin. They're still going to fork Bitcoin. Some of these mainstream organizations. If you build a second layer solution of privacy on top of it, they're going to fork it and create their own corporate Bitcoins. Let them give us free JP Morgan Bitcoin. That's great. But I do believe, someone was saying a lot of, this is one of the FUD techniques. People, Monero is so great. Grin is so great. We need this type of privacy in Bitcoin. No, just build a second layer solution. Let Bitcoin learn from them and build it on top of it. It doesn't need to be in the base layer, I'm saying. And this it has evolved over time, this theory of mine, or these thoughts of mine. All right. Guy Bennett said $5. At what fiat price do you sell your first Bitcoin for a gold Pontiac Firebird Esprit to practice J turns? This is a good question. When do I actually spend? Because I'm offended by saying I will not. Yeah, I think when I get the when I get the 1978 or whatever it is, 1976 gold Pontiac Fire Esprit that was in Rockford, the Rockford Files. My father of blessed memory loved that show. I would. It'll be a time when I could just turn I'll be like, well, here's 0.0001 Bitcoin. Let me have your Firebird. That's when I'll get it. When I'm easily able to turn what seems like a little bit of Bitcoin today into a Firebird and not convert it into a dollar to have that middleman there. But who knows when that will be. I don't need a car now at all. So, I'm in no rush to get a car. I'm in no rush to get anything for myself and to give up any Bitcoin at all. But it's a legitimate question that people ask. Again, I've said I'll go back to my base here. Okay, I have said since the year 2016 I will not sell a Bitcoin until after the 2020 halving. That is the target that I gave everybody, the strong hand target I gave everyone. Just wait it out. Just see how things are after the 2020 halving. So clearly it won't be before the 2020. And then some people are like, oh, you're going to sell all your Bitcoin after the 2020 halving? No, that's the earliest possible time I would get rid of Bitcoin. But at this point, we're getting so close to the 2020 halving. I have a good amount of fiat in the bank still, a very comfortable amount that I can live off of for quite a few years. And again, for me, I'm a single man. It doesn't take much for me to live off of. My expenses are so darn low. You can't even get into some of the. I can't even tell you about some of the things I do to save money. It's so great. It's so great. That's for the Saturday show. But so yeah, there's no reason for me to. If I wanted to get a car, I could just spend some fiat on it too. But I dislike cars so much. I dislike sitting in cars in traffic. And in LA, saying that, I'm like offending everyone, I guess, because they worship cars here. It's horrible. People drive a block in a car. They can't walk. It's insane. It's really insane. But no, I do. As a kid, just that gold Pontiac is kind of cool looking. And I don't know. It would be something cool to drive every once in a while with my with the little Meisters. With the little Meisters and stuff, and tell them about their grandfather and everything. So who they know. If they're future little Meisters, they won't know him in person, but they will learn of him, of course. Pound that like button. So if they're future Meisters, if they're future little Meisters, they'll be named after the great Mel Meister. Pound that like button. So let's see. We talked about 20K. We talked about that. We talked about crypto dividends. JW Weatherman. I'm just getting it all out here today because tomorrow's show I'm not going to be able to talk about all these topics. So if this is too long for you guys, stop watching now and play it 2x later. Criminals. This is great from JW Weatherman. This is part of the title, so I have to talk about it. Criminals know to demand the most secure money. Do you? And so this is about in Florida. Another Florida city has paid what the hackers have demanded of them, okay? Lake City It's a RANSOM. I can't say that word here because YouTube is insane. And this video is so awesome. I want it to be totally monetized. Wow. And okay. So, okay, yeah. So what is it? Lake City paid $500,000 or 42 Bitcoin to the person that broke into them and took over all the computers and the government there. And someone in the thread talking about this is both are linked to below here. IT contract went to the lowest bidder. That was one theory. Or two, someone's relative got the job, also known as nepotism. So yeah, those two reasons right there, when you're dealing with the city bureaucracy, that is why people get jobs in the city or why people get contracts. That's why it happened in Baltimore. They don't hire the best people. They hire relatives. They hire, IT contract went to the low, not the best bidder. It went to the lowest bidder or went to some ridiculous minority set aside, and the person wasn't even a minority half the darn time. It was someone's wife. And for these reasons, you've got to expect this to happen so many more times because all cities are built like this. All American cities, important infrastructure is maintained by people that are just, relatives or friends or minority set-asides that are just, or wives. It's just completely ridiculous. So we're going to keep seeing this. And it is interesting that as we keep seeing this, that all the criminals, they want Bitcoin. They're not saying something else. They're not saying dollars. Criminals know to demand the most secure money. So we're going to keep seeing this. It'll help the price of Bitcoin. Take the emotions out of it, people. Yeah, these dudes aren't good dudes. It's not great that cities are being shut down by dudes in Eastern Europe or wherever it's coming from. Who knows where it's even coming from? But it shows that Bitcoin has a use case, that Bitcoin is a bunch of numbers, and it's not a good guy thing or a bad guy thing. It's a bunch of numbers. It's a thing. Don't get emotional. And again, you got to always look at it from the positive sides. If your enemies are using it and you're holding it, it's boosting up your wealth too. Okay. So yeah, someone says they never demand XRP, which they never demand Ripple, Bcash, BSV, Litecoin, etc. Guess they are not concerned with scaling, privacy, and all the other claims that S-coiners complain about. Pound that like button, dude. So true. Yeah, the dude in Eastern Europe that broke into Lake City's computers, he doesn't care about scaling or how fast he's going to get the Bitcoin came to him in a minute, or the Bitcoin came to him in 10 minutes. He doesn't care about that at all. Shows you what's going on in the real world, people. Yeah, he doesn't care that he can't buy coffee with it once he gets it either. All right. Ooh, so Guy Bennett says, Bitcoin Meister is a great human being and an honor to his father. Well, thank you. That is a great thing to say, Guy Bennett. Pound that like button, dude. Pound that like button. All right. So someone also just said, LA is changing before my eyes. Dude, it's always morphing. LA is quite a place. It is the decentralized city, man. It's got some issues, but if you're not in the Hollywood industry, it is so fun to observe. When you work for yourself and you can't get fired and you just see this, it's an amazing thing to be a part of. It's different than any other cities because most cities are quite centralized. New York, Manhattan is the center of New York. And there's downtown Chicago. There's in San Francisco. It's the core right there is the center. LA, it's just so spread out. And again, I don't like urban sprawl or whatever, but it is a decentralized city. Oh, who said that? He what's his name? Peter Thiel said that on. He said that on not Joe Rogan's show, on. The guy who's from LA, it's his birthday today, actually. The one who's friends with Ben Shapiro, speaking about LA. What's his name? He's a Jewish gay guy. What's that guy's name? Dave Rubin. He was on Dave Rubin's show. All right. And Dave Rubin's got some issues. He talks about celebrating Christmas. That's that's when you're Jewish, you don't do that. But whatever, you go your own way. Do what you're going to do. Okay, so what else do we have here? Dave Rubin, I'm talking about Decentralized LA. Oh my God, this is like a Saturday show, and this show is about 40 minutes long now. Yes, Audio Tweaker says, didn't your hometown get hacked as well? Baltimore had huge problems with, yeah, they still haven't solved the problem yet, Audio Tweak. I've been talking about this here for quite some time. They went the route of trying to, instead of paying off the hackers, which would have saved them millions of dollars, they tried to figure it out themselves. It's still not fixed. And yeah, that's the ultimate example of, they hired the IT people, half of them didn't know what they were doing, so they were easily hacked, and this is what you get. So Baltimore was the biggest city that it happened to, I believe, and it's still horrible. It's a terrible situation there. They should, and the sad thing is, I've been talking about Baltimore and Bitcoin for so long, and long ago I talked about how banks were preparing for this by buying Bitcoin. So if they ever got into situations, they could easily get out of the situation, pay off the dudes that hacked into their the guys that wanted the RANSOM. And I mean, if people from Baltimore watched this, they would have learned from me and known to do the same thing. And in fact, if you would have bought Bitcoin for $500 each to prepare for attacks like this, you'd have Bitcoin left over. So you'd be doing great. You'd pay off the guy that hacked into your system. You'd still have some left over, and you'd be in great shape. But no. So yeah, Baltimore did not learn from one of its sons, should we say? But hey, that's Baltimore. It doesn't learn a darn thing. And but hey, you don't have to stick around Baltimore either. And I definitely didn't stick around Baltimore. It's if you complain, the taxes are so high here, and they are. Well, then get out. You don't have to be there. Personal responsibility. I can't pay my water bill that was so expensive now because of it got hacked. Well, this is what happens when it's set up in a way. It's a completely corrupt bureaucracy. If you're not aware, some people can live with that. That's fine. If you can't, you can complain about it, or you can leave. And yeah, I left. Now, and I sold my houses there too, so I don't have to pay that over 2% property tax. Ridiculous. Water bills. Compete. Don't complain. And I'm competing. And I'm just remembering the old days of and I had some great adventures in Baltimore. Very great. So yes, everyone, I am from Baltimore originally. And so we talked about the criminals. J.W. Weatherman had that great tweet. CoinDesk is bringing up Shapeshift here. Oh, yes, the Shapeshift founder. What's his name? Out of Colorado. What is his darn name? He's from Colorado originally. I forgot his name. He's talking about his service will support Libra. And you know what? I am glad, Eric Voorhees. I'm glad that he thinks this is possible. That he's come a long way. He was the no KYC guy. Now he's saying that Shapeshift, they'll deal with Libra. And so he thinks it's theoretically possible that since it's so centralized, they'd be able to block people like Shapeshift if they wanted to. But I'm glad he thinks it's possible. And you know what? Let him do it. Let everyone deal with Libra if they want to deal with Libra. I want it to be that open that anyone will be able to sell it, because I think that you're going to need permission from Facebook to sell it, that they'll be able to turn you off. But if they won't, that is great, because he points out that it's not going to be pegged to the dollar. It might have a little bit of the dollar in its basket, but it's going to end up worth more than the dollar. So he would like to get paid with it, I guess. And so some people are going to be if Libra is worth more than the dollar, then let it be worth more than the dollar. And let people who get it buy Bitcoin with it, because it will pump up Bitcoin. So yes, it is an on-ramp on the Bitcoin. If Shapeshift wants to sell it, let them sell it. If it ends up worth more than a dollar, it's going to help pump Bitcoin, because some people are going to get it for free from their accounts, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, they're giving me this thing's worth more than a dollar. I can spend it on Bitcoin." Oh yeah, this is great. I'll go to Shapeshift and spend my my Libra there. And so if they are willing to work with Libra, Shapeshift, you better believe that a lot of other companies are going to be willing. A lot of companies you wouldn't imagine, people that are supposed to be hardcore, are going to work with Libra. Let them. This is where the big boys play. Let them compete. They're not going to be able to beat Bitcoin. I mean, they're going to hurt some altcoins, though. I will say that. So if if Libra gets all these 80%ers gets their hands on some Libra, and 10% of them try to and say, well, I'm going to buy Bitcoin with it now. Oh my God, that would be just amazing. That would be amazing. So yeah, you'll be surprised. Some hardcore companies will they'll work with Libra in a way if they're already dealing with KYC. Why not? All right. 123 no script said, felt good with this price run up. Was accumulating as much as I can when in college. I don't care about the fiat price. I'm thinking 2032. This dude, I mean, you are beyond college, dude. Your way of thinking, you are so prepared. When I was in college, I wish I was thinking about the future as much as you. I mean, I was thinking about the future, but I wasn't like thinking 2032. You're good, dude. More college people emulate 123 no scope, man. Think 2032 halving. I mean, if you're 18, if you're 19 now, you're not even going to be. You'll just be barely 30 then. Wow. That's young. You'll be starting your family. Who knows? You'll be rich as anything if you're accumulating Bitcoin now. All right. Roman Q says your first video was September 9, 2009 on your channel's 50th anniversary. Bitcoin's inflation will be 0.00305% annually. Who knows what the US dollar inflation rate will be in 2059? Who knows? Yeah. But you're not going to really have to care very much if you own Bitcoin now and you still own it then. I will say you are correct. This channel really did start in 2009 because I was just doing Baltimore videos then. So you can watch a video from 2009 in my old neighborhood on Linden Avenue, and the crossing guard lady who may be deceased now. It's sad if she's deceased. She was in it. And she, oh, hey, Adam, how you doing? She was the one she would love. She was a crossing guard. She didn't have to work on election day. So she would always be paid. She loved election day because in Baltimore, you were allowed to pay people $50 to work for you. So basically, you're allowed to give people $50 bribes to work for you. And so she would love it. She would have a politician. She would, work for some politician. She'd get $50. And then you go to the party afterwards. They give you food. I'll never forget that about her. She loved election day. Get her $50 on election day. It's amazing how. But again, we have people that they love that kind of stuff, but they're like, oh, the Russians are interfering in elections because they buy up Facebook ads. Come on. Again, you're allowed to. You can pay $50. Oh, that's the driver. The driver is picking up people all over Baltimore City to bring them to the polls. You give them $50 cash from the funds that you raised. But the same people are, Russian hackers. Yeah, I hope that crossing guard lady didn't die, but there was something I heard. Oh God, time has flown since 2009, hasn't it? Roman Q. Okay. Guy Bennett says 2 halvings in 5 years for the old guys. Well, no, for all guys. I mean, no matter how old you are, maybe we all live to the year 2024 and see these next 2 halvings. Yeah, man, hopefully I can hold on to all my Bitcoin until then. You never know. I got a big smile. Why not? If I'm living comfortably, if I'm happy, why not just keep on holding on to it? Oh, God. So, let's see. We talked about coin. We talked about Libra. Udi says, all you need to know about Libra in a tweet. It's not the Bitcoin killer. It's the S-coin killer. I can't say that word because I don't curse on this channel if it launches. So Udi in Israel, and I'll be in Israel on July 11th for over 2 months. I'll see him in Tel Aviv, no doubt, and he'll be back on the show, hopefully. Udi, the most prominent Israeli Bitcoiner Twitter person out there, he still believes that Libra might not even happen. But if it does happen, he says it's gonna kill some altcoins. So I agree that I don't know why you'd be in Ripple if you could be in Facebook coin. Don't really understand it. But I don't understand the reputation of wanting to be in a centralized coin anyway. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Get that Bitcoin. All right. Let's see. And another Udi tweet. Now this is hilarious. And this mainstream media nonsense, blockchain nonsense that was just launched out by CoinDesk right before the show started. This actually might help the price of Bitcoin because people love to virtue signal and think about this issue so much, but he is being ironic here. This is hilarious. I feared this conflict won't be resolved in my lifetime, but looks like it ends now. Thanks, blockchain. This kind of okay, so here's the story he's referring to. Crypto startup, and I'm not even going to name the startup, has been working with the real Donald Trump administration to explore blockchain solutions related to the Israeli-Arab conflict. They use another word to describe the Arabs, but there's no such thing as that. There are only Arabs in that area. There's only Arabs that live in Judea and Samaria. They don't have another name because it is Judea and Samaria, which is part of Israel. But so yeah, they're saying this. They think blockchain can solve the Israeli-Arab problem. and so yeah, some third-party company is working with the government with blockchain. I mean, this is just hilarious. So many catchphrases in there. But you know, people went, "Ooh, blockchain and the Israeli-Arab conflict. Look at this. Look." No, it's Bitcoin, not blockchain. And you know what? If those Arabs in Judea and Samaria want to fund their nonsense with Bitcoin, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing, and that's one of the benefits of Bitcoin. You cannot stop people from using Bitcoin. But some blockchain third party that wants to do business with Jared Kushner and Donald Trump and Mahmoud Abbas and some mainstream Israeli politician, you know, that can get shut down. That can get shut down. All right. Finally, last thing. We got to the end of the show at long last. Ooh, you know, Coin Cards says, "Hey, Adam," my buddy in Vancouver, actually. I met him almost a year ago now. "Hey, Adam, just thought I'd let you know Coin Cards is officially live in the USA now. We launched with 150 gift cards available for purchase with Bitcoin." Whoa. Well, you know, you're a businessman. You're in motion. You're doing things with Bitcoin. That's cool. People who like Bitcoin gift cards, that's your thing. You go check out Coin Cards now. It's not just Canada anymore and other countries. It's the United States. I don't do that thing. You know, everyone, I'm offended by selling, but this dude is a good dude. It was great to meet him in Calgary. And something else I forgot to say about being in motion. Brian, UK Bitcoin Master, had Gabriel Divine. Speaking of Los Angeles, he's from Los Angeles originally, from the Valley, in fact. And he was on Brian's show today. That is linked to below also. So check out those in motion people. Coin Cards, Brian, UK Bitcoin Master show today, which was great. You can check out my tweets at TechBalt, TECHBALT. Clearly, a lot of people have been doing that because we got some new people on the show today. So retweet that stuff. It is a great way to spread the word, the strong hand message in little 55-second clips so they can get used to watching 30-minute shows at 2x, or in this case, a 40-minute show at 2x. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Pound that like button. Bang that bell button. Tomorrow, we will be back right here, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. in Los Angeles. That is noon in Chicago, 11 a.m. in Denver. No, not 4:20 in Denver. 11 a.m. in Denver. Don't be 4:20ing. So you can watch the show at 11 a.m. in Denver tomorrow. See ya. Pound that like button. I really got through everything today. Wow. See you guys. Talk to you in the chat right now.